Hello, and welcome to Learning Office 2016. My name is Mike Henry, and this is going to be the fifth video from the Word Chapter 1. In this video, we're going to start looking at copying and pasting. We'll also look at the differences between that and cut and paste. We will also start learning how to save our files and the different ways we can save it. There's different file types that we can save as, so we'll take a look at some of those. Okay, so you can see that I've got a document here, a couple of paragraphs, and at the bottom I've added this test words, and the test words I highlighted and colored them a little bit different so they kind of pop out when these are the test words we're going to be using for copying and pasting and cutting and pasting. We're going to start with a cut and paste, and so you'll notice that the first thing I do is I highlight these words. So I've got my test words highlighted, and that means I can do things to them. Now up here you'll notice on the ribbon I have right here the icon with the scissors and it says cut. Right below that you'll see the pop-up just came up and it shows a Control X. So again, I have the ability to use my mouse and point, or I can use my keyboard strokes with a Control and an X, and that would cut these. So let's just click on this and cut. So you notice right now I have cut this, and at this point they're gone. If I were to just move on and start typing, it's just like I deleted the words. But they're sitting on a special place called the clipboard, and when I'm ready I can put my insertion point somewhere. I'll put it right here, and I'll say I want a new paragraph right there, so I hit paragraph, and now I can do paste. And you see right here I've got a paste button, or again Control V allows me to paste this in, and you can see that those test words get pasted right in place. Now those words are still on the clipboard, which means if I did another paste, I'll do a Control V here, Control V, you can see that those words get pasted in. So they're just sitting on the clipboard active, and we're waiting to be used again. Okay. Now if I were to come in here, and we're just going to do an undo. Okay, so up here you can see there's this button here that has undo the last thing I did, which was a paste, or Control Z. You can see I can get rid of that last pasting. Alright, so this is a cut and paste. Again, if you cut something, you type in some things and you save the document, when you come back to it, that's no longer on the clipboard and it's not ready for you to be using. So we want to be careful. Some people will say, well, instead I would rather do a copy and paste. So let's take a look at a copy and paste here. I'm just going to highlight this paragraph right here. I've got that paragraph highlighted, and I'm going to do a Control C for copy. Control C for copy. You can see this also will do the same thing, Control C. And now I'm going to bring this down here and I'm going to put it at the end of this paragraph. So I'll do Control V for a paste, and you can see now I've got a copy of the paragraph here and a copy of the paragraph here. So copy and paste allows me to keep the original while pasting something. If for some reason I didn't want that one up here now, I can highlight this out, hit the delete key, and now I've done this. The difference between that was I kept the original and it was safe to go. Just like before, I do have it on the clipboard still, so I could click right here and hit paste, and you can see I get another version of that. So this is a copy and a paste versus a cut and a paste. Now cutting again puts it on the clipboard. If you watch here, I'm going to highlight these test words and I'll just hit the delete key. The delete key did not put that on the clipboard, so if I try to paste again, I end up with the last thing that was on the clipboard, which is another copy of that paragraph. So remember, cut puts it on the clipboard, you might get back to it. If you delete, it's just gone, it's not available for you to be using. So now let's take a look at this. This was a brand new document we started off with. You can see up here where it says Document 1. You can see Document 1. Now being Document 1, that means we don't have a name for this yet. It's not been saved. So at this point we want to save. And there's a lot of different ways you can save. you can come over here and you've got this icon that says save. You also can do a Control S like it says, which is a nice way to save. And then here under File, we can do a save or a save as. So there's multitude different ways to do a save or a save as. The other way is to hit the big red X and hope that it says, do you want to save this document before you exit, and you don't hit no by accident. So right now we're going to hit save as, and the first thing it does is, where do you want to save this document? Right here. I could save it to my OneDrive. I'm going to put it on this PC, and to put it on this PC I just hit browse, and it says right now I'm going to put it into your documents. Well, I'm going to put it on the desktop so we can see it here in a minute, and I put right there on the desktop. You notice it says a data model defined how users. This is because this is part of the first paragraph. It always picks the first couple words of the paragraph and puts it as the name. Instead, we're going to name this. This will be our test file. Okay. Now if I click save right now, this is going to save it as a Word document, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to hit save. Okay. So now this has been saved. You can see up here it says test file, as it's been saved as a Word document. Now I'm going to do another save. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to do another save, but that just saved it on top of the other one. So here's the big difference between a save and a save as. A save as lets me go back through the menu and say, where do I want to save it in case I want to make a backup copy in my OneDrive or some other place. By hitting browse, it lets me rename it. So maybe I'd call this one test file and then test file A, because that's the one that I'm going to do all the changes to. The other thing it allows me to do is change the type. So instead of me saving this as a Word document, I might be able to save it as, look at all these different things I can save as. I could save it as a web page. By the way, don't create web pages in Word. They're really a lot of extra material in them and they load really slow. I could back save this as an older style Word 2003 document. By the way, if I save it back as an older 97, 2003 or 2003 here, what will happen is any special new functions from the newer versions get cut off. So if you've put frames around your pictures with colors, that would all get cut off when you created a back document like this, because it didn't exist back then. This is one that I particularly like. You can save this as a PDF. This makes it really easy to email to people who can open it up on an iPad or a phone, or you don't have to have the Word version. So let's just save it as a PDF and we'll hit save. Okay. Well, now that we've saved our document and we're good to go, I'm just going to exit out of here. And you can see right here, let me put this out of the way. Right here I have the test file I created as a PDF, and I have the test file Word document. To get into either one of these, I would just double click it. So I want to go back to my document, maybe I'll make some changes. I just double click. Not only did it start Word, but it opened up my document for me. Now let's go right here, and you'll see that when I do Control V, that last paragraph was still on the clipboard. The clipboard exists inside the computer. Now if I reboot the computer, that clipboard gets emptied as soon as I do that. So it's always neat to know that your clipboard still is there. So you want to be careful with what you put on your clipboard. So in this video we took a look at what cut and paste versus copy and paste means. We now know that cut means I'm going to take that out of the document, I can no longer see it, and if I forget to paste it in later and save and walk away, I might have lost that. Copy and paste means I make an exact duplicate somewhere else in the document, and I can go back and either delete that original, or I can use that to copy and paste over and over and over again because I want multiple copies of it in there. And we learned about saving a file. We saved both a Word file and a PDF. We looked at how we can use save, because there's so many different ways to save a document.